What is good, YouTube, man? Today I'm back with you guys, with the nation, for another video. And today, I got us a good one, man. Of course, you already know that. But before I get into today's video, I have to give a big shout out to my boy, Icy Nate. Yet again, coming in clutch with another thumbnail for this channel. So please go check his page out at Icy_Nate. Instagram, Raiders Rhythm. Please go drop a follow over there. Go show your love and support. But we, the Raider Nation, has officially completed out our first preseason that we've had in like 2 years. So we are finally done with preseason. It did finish off with a sour taste. I was at the game, man. You can see I lost my voice a little bit. You see I'm all sunburnt and everything, but we finished out the preseason. We did lose the game that I believe we probably all wanted to win the most, but it is what it is. We got blown out. But you can see by the title and the thumbnail, after closing out this year's preseason, I got us our preseason winners and losers, man. I think that there are definitely guys that have lost either out on a job this preseason or a chance on a 53-man roster, because I think that maybe these guys can make it somewhere else, but not on our squad, man. I got 5 winners and I got 5 losers for the preseason. And without further ado, man, let's get started. So I'm gonna start with the 5 losers first. So number 1, as the main guy that I think lost, reason being is because pre-draft, when we needed an offensive tackle, Mike Mack spoke very, very highly of this person. He said that this guy is a guy that has all the tangibles, 6'7", just above 300 pounds, basically the exact mold that, our offensive line coach Tom Cable loves. And he said that they really believe in him, and he got probably the most reps as a tackle this preseason, and that's Jared Jones-Smith. Number 72, we know he played horrible. He just letting up pressure after pressure, getting Peterman blown up, almost killed in the Seattle Seahawks game. I mean, horrible was an understatement for Jared Jones-Smith, which is why I have him as the number 1 loser for this year's preseason. But I don't see him making the 53-man roster. As you guys know, we need to get to 53 by Tuesday, which is tomorrow. But next player that I really do think lost, and this one's really tough because we don't have depth at this position. We don't have depth, so there's a possibility that he stays. But undrafted free agent Max Richardson, I had high hopes for. I really thought that he could, with this system, not too complex, not that hard to pick up on. I had high hopes for Max Richardson. He did progressively get a little bit better each week. I did notice that. He actually did lead our team in tackles last night with 11 tackles. But I honestly don't think that Max Richardson is a player for us. I don't think that for the mold that we have, that your linebackers have to be very athletic and also have to be able to be good in coverage. But I personally, for how much our defensive tackles were getting beat, I think that he could have been around the ball even more. I just honestly don't see Max Richardson making the roster. There's a possibility he makes it because of how much depth we're lacking at the linebacker position. But Max Richardson, in my opinion, he is one of our preseason losers. High hopes at a position of need, just didn't come through. It is what it is. Now, one guy who arguably played the worst football of his life was a 9-year veteran, number 77. You guys know exactly who I'm talking about. That's Patrick Omameh. I have no doubt in my mind that he won't make this roster. If he makes the 53-man roster, I honestly will be mind blown. If we want to talk about horrific, we can talk about Patrick Omameh. Now, this man right here, the reason why he's not number 1 is just because he wasn't getting hyped up. But man, Patrick Omame is horrible. He is definitely a loser, whether at guard or tackle. I don't want him on this roster. He played a lot of snaps at left tackle. He played a lot of snaps at right tackle. And he just looked horrible. I mean, I don't think any of you guys would argue with me on that. Patrick Omame, definitely, without a doubt, a loser in this preseason. Now, going on to number 4. This is a guy who played a lot of football for us last year, saying that we had almost no depth at the position last year. This is a special teamer / safety, number 32, Dallin Levitt. In my opinion, he got picked on against the Rams, and he got exposed. He didn't really pick it up this next game. He didn't miss as many tackles this game, but I think that Dallin Levitt, with the amount of depth that we have at safety now, we have Gillespie, Diablo that can play there if need be. You got Carl Joseph, and of course you got your starters in Merrick and Jonathan Abram. I think we have so much depth. You even can put Tanner Muse back there if you felt like it. And I just think that Dallin Levitt, even as a special teams at this point, there's not too much going on there because he doesn't really offer much outside of special teams. He will not get any play time at free safety, in my opinion. There's no reason for it. I think Dallin Levitt, for sure, loser in this preseason, in my opinion. Now, number 5, this is a newly acquired free agent. This is the last loser of the preseason. This is a newly acquired free agent. As you know, with the departure of Rodney Hudson, we did, extend Andre James. We did draft Jimmy Morrissey, but we also signed Nick Martin from the Houston Texans. And in my opinion, I was excited. I said, okay, well, if Andre James doesn't work out, Nick Martin, plug and play, veteran, 7 solid years in the NFL. Why not? You can't go wrong. I couldn't have been more wrong, in my opinion. Nick Martin absolutely was getting bullied when he got his reps in the Seattle Seahawks game. And this is a man who has started in the NFL. So we're talking about he was playing with number 1s in the NFL, right? And against the Seahawks number 2s and 3s was just getting bullied, right? And at this point, with how highly John Gruden has spoken about our 7th round pick center out of Pitt, and with Andre James being clearly the clear-cut starter at the moment, what is the reason to keep Nick Martin? I don't think that he'll make this roster, honestly. We have depth at the center position. You have Andre James. You have Jimmy Morrissey. Why keep him? Because even at guard, he did not look good, if I'm going to be honest with you. So those are my 5 losers, right? But heading on to a light note, I'm going to give you the 5 winners, and we did have more than 5, but I want to give you my main 5 winners for this preseason. And please, in the comment section, let me know who else was a loser in the preseason. I know there's a couple more, but those were the 5 guys that I think really lost. But let's talk about the 5 winners. Now, number 1, I was very, very, very pleasantly surprised with the play out of our undrafted free agent, kick returner / punt return specialist / slot receiver out of Pitt, DJ Turner. In my opinion, this kid showed so much, just enthusiasm. He looked like he really wanted to be out there, right? I'm talking about when our offense looks stale, Peterman throws it to DJ Turner. He gets the ball, moves the chains. DJ Turner, in my opinion, he even had a big return against the Rams. I definitely would love to see DJ Turner on this roster, especially over a guy like Keelan Doss or something like that. I think that he adds because he's a returner, a return specialist. He can also sneak into the roster. So I really, really hope, in my opinion, I really, really hope that Gruden and Mayock can try and find a spot for him, whether it's on special teams, but I do want him to make the 53-man roster. He definitely was a pleasant surprise, in my opinion. I would love to bring in DJ Turner and keep him here. So shout out to him. Big props to you, DJ Turner, making it happen, undrafted free agent, and I really, really hope that what you did in the preseason gives a strong push for your roster spot if there is one. Now, Number 2, a guy who had a very underwhelming season last year, but with the newly acquired defensive coordinator Gus Bradley, Amik Robertson has been moved back to outside corner as he's also rotating in and out in the slot. Amik Robertson has been he's been good. You know, I really think that he's a winner in the preseason. Each game that he got reps, he looked better. He almost had a pick against the Rams. Yesterday, he had a play at the ball. He had a tackle for loss. The week before that, he had a tackle for loss as well. I really think that the move back to the outside really helped him. It put his confidence back up, as he said himself. I'm very happy that Amik Robertson, it looks like he's turning the corner here. I definitely, although he was probably a lock to make the roster anyways, I definitely, in my opinion, think that he was a winner in this situation. You know, a guy who did not have the greatest year last year whatsoever. I really do feel like he maybe solidified a role as a rotational player, but a big rotational player in my opinion. You know, last year we had guys like Nixon and Lawson as starters, and I feel like if depth ever got to be that bad again, Amik Robertson would definitely be above those guys, right? I mean, I really enjoyed Amik's play in this preseason. I'm glad that he's made the move back to outside corner where he looks most comfortable. Of course, you wouldn't put him up for failure when you're facing big guys in our division like Mike Williams and Cortland Sutton and those guys. But Amik Robertson, definitely a pleasant surprise to have him back, looking like he's turning the corner in good form. Definitely a winner in my opinion. Now, going on to number 3. This is a guy who has been acquired this offseason, was out of the league for about 2 years, and was given a chance by John Gruden and Gus Bradley. Darius Philon, in my opinion, is definitely one of our best defensive tackles, right? Game 1 against the Seattle Seahawks, he completely dominated. He was just pressure everywhere, looking very dominant. Darius Philon, definitely a winner against the Rams. He did play. He didn't look as much like as good on his get off. Definitely did get some pressures, but he ended up also blocking a field goal in that game, so making his presence felt even when he's not at defensive tackle, right? So when he's not at defensive tackle, still making plays. That's the kind of stuff you want. I really think that Darius Philon is a winner. We just as easily could have cut him the same way we picked him up. This is a guy who's been out of the league for 2 years, so I really think that Darius Philon has made a name for himself. I do believe he'll make this roster, so big shout out to Philon. I'm very happy. Number 4 and 5, I mean, these guys are pretty obvious, in my opinion. You guys just heard me say DJ Turner, Amik Robertson, and Darius Philon. Well, you guys are probably like, well, where's him? This guy's a superstar. Well, where's him? This dude's doing great. I'm getting to him, right? So, number 4, in my opinion, this, if we're talking about the next man up mentality, I really love this man's play right here. And, you know, with our running back 3 going down earlier in the offseason, missing about the whole training camp, Jalen Richard missed out on basically everything with a broken foot, hasn't been able to practice, hasn't been able to play, and Trey Regis has been everything and more, right? This man has picked up the zone running scheme. He has picked up blocking assignments, and he has learned to block very well. And I know out of everybody that's watching this video, I can say probably for most of us, speaking for most of us, that's probably the aspect of his game that will allow him to make this roster if we do let go of Jalen Richard, right? His pass protection was near perfect, right? He picked up on every blitz. He helped even Alex Leatherwood when Alex Leatherwood made a couple mistakes in the Seahawks game. Trey Vegas, I should say, the man has done very well this preseason. I do believe that it's time to let go of Jalen Richard, free up some of that money, and really just believe in your young UDFA out of Louisiana in Trey Vegas. Very, very happy for this guy, man. They said that he's nothing but a quick learner, head down, hard worker, and it looks like it's paying off for him. I'm very, very happy for a guy like Trey Regis, man. So shout out to him. He is big time. Now, our star of preseason, right? Did so well. It was like he solidified himself as the first team player in the second game of the preseason that, guess what? John Gruden was like, nope, we're not going to play you. And we all know his name. Number 39, fifth round pick out of Illinois, Nate Hobbs. If we want to talk about a winner, he has won. He has won. If we honestly want to talk about a winner, it is Nate Hobbs. I mean, this guy right here, he's a winner, man. He's won. He's won. I mean, he won a freaking starting job in the middle of preseason. He's definitely a winner. We're talking about a guy with a forced fumble, a sack, an interception, 2 or 3 tackles for loss. Really, really, really solidifying himself in that nickel/slot cornerback group or position. I really, really am happy about this man's success, and I just can't wait, man. Nothing up from here. No more preseason. It's all done and dusted. Looking towards the Ravens at this point. And quick update on that. The Ravens are without J.K. Dobbins. That is their main running back. I believe they're also out on an offensive lineman and a linebacker. So you can say that we're on even playing fields. We are without a couple of linebackers ourselves. So week 1, that's what we're heading towards. That's the goal. Preseason behind us. Goal is to go 1-0, then 2-0, then finish out the season as Super Bowl champions, man. Only up from here. I cannot wait to see how we perform against a powerhouse running offense like the Ravens, with this defense that is made to stop the run first and really, really make plays when you do pass the ball. So I cannot wait for that game, week 1, Monday Night Football against the Ravens at home. Should be a great, great testament to where our season's going to go. But Raider Nation, without further ado, that will be the end of today's video. And let me know, who do you guys also think were winners? I didn't want to make the video too long. So if you guys got more winners, drop your winners in the comment section down below. Drop your other losers in the comment section down below. But like I said, that'll be it for today's video, Raider Nation. Like, comment, and subscribe if you're new. And I'm out. Peace.